Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. Today is 2020, May 14th, Thursday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, San Francisco time. Welcome all. So, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about several things. If you have a question or comments, type it with my name so I can see it, okay? So we're gonna talk about, we have 11 people watching, and we're gonna show you coding, fantastic coding and stuff, and keyboards and Japanese and whatever. So actually, let me start by, I don't have a topic today, so let's start by the way, this is a Buddha, and with this fantastic symbol. This symbol, the white people loves. Okay, we talked about it in one of the XahTV episode. Okay, so that is the Xah Arts website. Now let's close that and let's talk about today's things. Let me begin by, I'm going to do some coding of my website live. Okay, now I have hand pen, I have RSI, repetitive strain injury. It's right here. This is my left hand, and you see the forearm, okay, the forearm, and it's right here. For some reason I do not know, like over the past 15 years, my first RSI is in 2004, because I was using a laptop keyboard for all the time, exclusively for 2 years. That is a Apple MacBook, and because of that I got an RSI. So I switched to the Microsoft Natural ergonomic keyboard, and before that I hated ergonomic keyboards because the key B is on the left hand weird position, and the number 6 is also on the left hand. I don't like that. I did not like ergonomic keyboards, just like you, just like the most people, until you got pain. So I switched to Microsoft Natural keyboard and got used to it. Then now I cannot type on normal keyboard. Whenever I type on a standard keyboard, it spells pain. And right now I'm on, as you can see, I'm on this stupid fucking video. It's either too small or you cannot adjust it. Okay, so anyway, I'm currently using the fantastic ultimate hacking keyboard. I did a review of that. You can watch it on my YouTube somewhere. Okay. So we don't have a fixed topic. If you have a question for me, just type it and we'll talk about it. I'm going to periodically check what you guys are saying and stop this video, stop this idiotic thing. Wait, am I talking on voice? Yes, check, yes. I'm good. So what are you saying? So have you seen Twin Peaks? Twin Peaks, yes, of course. That's a very popular TV show. I've seen a few episodes. It's by this guy, weird director, David Lynch, and it's got a cult following. Now his show, I like his show, but Twin Peaks, I think once you watch it after a while, it becomes somewhat boring. After all, it's just a TV show. It's drama. It's soap opera. That's what those are, soap opera. And by the way, speaking of that, we start to digress. Let me show you XahTV's favorite movies. Okay, you go to search for XahTV best movies, and you'll see this movie directed by David Lynch, and that is a fantastic movie. Go to best movies, okay, Xah Arts. And this thing you need to buy. You need to buy it because I get money. The money goes to my pocket, and for you become healthier. Okay, you need to buy this. So let's go to society, sci-fi, hard sci-fi, comedy, society, psychological or drama. So let's click on that and click on that. All these are my favorite movies. Okay, so you can go and browse it. So let me copy the link. Okay, I have a fantastic shortcut system. I press a key Now you see it copied the URL and switched me back to the Emacs. The mechanism of that is via the programmable keyboard, ultimate hacking keyboard. Okay, now I'm in Emacs. You can see I go here, paste and magnify. You can see there is a link. So we're gonna go to XAH Talk Show today. This is XAH Talk Show, and put the link here, make it a list, and show in browser. You see that's today's topic, Buddha and the best movies. So you can go and check it out. Okay, so let's go back to the movies. Okay, I'm gonna have several things to do. So let's talk about these movies. So best movies, best psychological thriller movies. Now these are popular topics, because when if I talk about programming or the esoteric mechanical keyboards, very few are interested, but these are the pop, my friends, pop. Now this movie, Mulholland Drive, is fantastic movie. Okay, you might like it. Okay, you see, we nerds have a taste that is slightly different from others. But anyway, this is a great movie, and it comes with a song. And by the way, this is American Beauty. Look at that. So let's look at the song. Okay, Mulholland Drive. There's quite a few songs there. That is, normal people would say it's creepy. Okay, kind of very very weird. Okay, there's this song, and there is Roy Orbison, old song, 1964, and it's in Spanish, and there it is, English translation. And there is lesbian scene. We all love that. So anyway, so this is Mulholland Drive. Okay, it's a really fantastic movie. You should go check it out. So let's put the link here. Okay, and Mulholland Drive by David Lynch. Okay, so let's go to, and there is some other movies I want to show you. Okay, some other movies. All these are fantastic. This American Hustle. American Hustle. Oh my, look at those attires of women. Women's attires. They have, for thousands of years, they have all these fantastic variations with the same goal, show the tits and show skin. Fascinating. And Belle de Jour, this French movie I haven't seen. Those are, what's called French art house movies. I like them. European movies, you see, all these are European movies. Well, this one is from Hong Kong. It's also fantastic. 2046. And Camille Claudel is a real life sculptor. It's a female sculptor. You see, RSI, back to RSI, hand pen. So I need to hammer it. Then it's soothing. Now let's check what you guys are saying. So you see, I have these. Can you see? You see, I tore and for hand exercise, and you can buy them. Let me gonna show you the links. And meanwhile, this is made of marble. Okay, it's a stone. While this one is made of metal, and they chime. Okay, don't buy those that chimes, because at first it's cute, but after a while it's annoying. You don't want them to chime. So you want to buy metal ones, solid, okay, or buy the stone ones. The problem with the stone ones is that if you fall down, they crack. They chip or crack. But anyway, there's a dual purpose. So you take that and you hammer on it. Yes. So over the past 15 years, I have RSI bouts every 3 years. Every time there's a reason, I realize, when it happens, you go into a panic. You don't know what's going on, because then you're gonna be wasted. Your programming career is over. So there's a panic. But then, so for me, when it happens, I notice, tingling or pain, mild. I never really actually have pain, but right now here is like just mild. It's always there, and this is gonna be. I think it's permanent. Unfortunately, now it's it somewhat hurts, somewhat, just barely there. But it's been like that for the past 3 years. And for this cause, this episode, I never found out exactly what is causing it. So keep the comments going. Okay, type it. So over the 15 years, every 3 years also, I have RSI. But eventually, when it happens, I try to find out what's causing it. And typically, I identified that I traced the source, the cause of the problem. And I have articles on that. I have detailed, written out every time I have an episode of RSI, about of RSI. I write it down, so you can find, just search for XahTV RSI history, something like that. You'll find quite a few. My documentation of my RSI. Okay, I detailed the reasons what's causing it. But this time, since 3 years ago, there's this. I cannot quite identify it, but I think I kind of know why. Because the reason is because I'm using my middle finger to press the number 3 key. On the keyboard number row, number 3 key. Why do I press that so much? Because on Emacs mod, in Emacs, Emacs mod, and XahFly Keys Emacs, XahFly Keys key binding system, the number 3 key is used to rid of the split pen. Let me show you. Okay, you see we have a split pen, and split pen happens often. Whenever you do messages or whatever, you have a split pen. You see, let me show you again. Okay, so now you are normally coding and blah blah blah, and let's say you want to see the message buffer. Okay, now you press a key. There it is, your message buffer. You see the buffer becomes split, and you want to get rid of that split. You press number 3. Now, you see I press number 3. You can see right there. You see. Let me magnify. You see the number 3 there. It's not working because I removed it. But normally, I press number 3 by default. It'll remove the split pen. So number 3 key in Emacs mod, Alt 3, or in XahFly Keys, you press number 3. That reads of the split pen. So you have to do that often. I've been doing that for 10 years, for 12 years. And now I remapped to my keys. Let me show you. Okay, key EL. So I remapped it so that I no longer you see this line, number 3 kneel. So I changed it. Why? Because I think it is because pressing the number 3 key with my middle finger, left hand, too much. This motion that caused the pain here. I've been doing that for 10 years, so that is a problem. But now I use a different key. So you can see when I split the window, I press a key. You see I'm using the dash key. You can see on this window it's a dash key on the Vorak layout. Okay, so if on QWERTY that would be the single quote key. So anyway, digressions and digression. Let's go back to what we were talking about. Okay, so Mulholland Drive, let's show in browser. So we were talking about best movies, Mulholland Drive and the song. Okay, so now I'm going to do some coding of my Emacs website. Okay, so go to XAH keyboard, show in browser. If you have questions, type it. Okay, I'm gonna go into it. So now I want to modify. There's a tremendous update on my website. So let's go look at this Logitech Ergo K860 keyboard. This is new, just came out. 3 months ago in January. So this is a fantastic keyboard. So I've been doing research on it. Now that one is a video. It's not showing in idiotic Firefox. This fucking open source fuck. Let me tell you why. Okay, you fucking open source fuck. Open source fuckheads. If you are an open source fanatic, don't be. Okay, after watching XahTV, after you watch XahTV, after you become addicted to XahTV, then you should no longer be a Linux or open source fanatic. Fuck these people. They damage society. Let me explain. You see, Firefox is known to be the open source proponent, right? And also this let me show you MK wait, not this file. Wait. Okay, so let me show you the Logitech. Okay, so Logitech keyboard. Okay, it's here. MK, you see? So you see right here. Let me show you. You see this line? That is a video file, MKV. Now, what is MKV? MKV is a video container. Okay, a format. Basically for video files, for containing video codecs, technically speaking, by these tech fucking nerds. Fuck. They like to say, oh, codec. If you didn't use that word, they think, oh, you are wrong. This is called codec. This is not just a video format. This is a container. Fuck you. Fuck the Linux tech geeking fuckheads. Why? Because they know nothing. They don't understand society. So what they get us is this Google empire. Microsoft empire. Now Linux is gonna be part of Microsoft. That's why these fucking Linux fanatics are doing. That's what they get us. So anyway, the MKV is a video container. Okay, and it's open source. By the way, it's open source. This is one of the format. Actually, this is the video format that the open source fanatics advocates. They love. They say this is the best format and open source and all that. But however, notice this strange thing. This open source video format does not show in this open source Firefox. Fuck these open source fanatics. But however, if you show this page in Chrome, okay, let's show it in Chrome. Let's call XahT's fantastic commands. Open in Chrome browser. Yes, indeed. Press enter. Open in Chrome browser. There it is. Now scroll down. There it is, the video. Fantastic, beautiful video. So you see this. You see the problem. You see, open source video format does not show in Firefox. Why is that? Because these open source fanatics, they don't understand society anyway. So let's go back to this keyboard. So there's something I want to modify. I did this page quickly when it come out. Usually I have to do research, like you have to read all the reviews, all reviews that exist on the web. So you watch all the YouTubes, and watch all the Amazon comments, what they say, and then you write your article. I write my article, but it takes tremendous time. So sometimes I don't have time to go through, so I just slap on, just steal, pilfer, compile those photos and put on my website. So this is so for example, let's say, this picture, let me show you this picture. It's no good, okay? This picture doesn't contain much information. It's one of those marketing pictures, 1, 2, 3. That means you can, switch to different operating systems by a press of a key. And it says multi-device and multi-OS, okay? Yeah. And also the picture is too big, okay? Too big picture means, it's large size. You have to download, so it's not good for the website. So you see lots of details you have to go through when you do a website. So I'm going to modify this picture. What I'm going to do is now, so this is Emacs demo for those of you Emacs users, or for those of you writing blogs. Comments posted, okay, with my name. Okay, so this I'm going to modify. First of all, I'm going to crop this picture. I don't want the multi-device and multi-OS part. Crop it, and then I'm going to shrink it. Okay, so how am I going to do it? Okay, so look at my source code. So first of all, show in browser. It's showing Firefox. Go down. So you see this is this picture. So there's an ID Q9P. So search for Q9P. So you see it's right here. It's right here. Okay, let me show you the. It's right this one. So I'm going to now watch my keystrokes. Okay, on the right window, you can see all my keystrokes and commands. So press Enter to open it. You can see this is the image file. In Emacs you can view image files. That's what we are doing, but it's kind of stupid. It doesn't. It's not very good. So I'm going to press a key and show it in preview. Okay, press a key, open in the default image viewer of your operating system. There it is, preview. Now preview allows you to edit the picture, so we are going to do that. But before we do that, go back to Emacs. Before we do that, go back to Emacs, press a key, make a backup. Now the backup is done. Go back to preview. Now let's cut it. Okay, crop it. Of course, you can also do this in GIMP if you want. Okay, now that's my crop. Now Command K to actually cut it. So done. Okay, that's done. Close it. Okay. Now go back to Emacs. Now Emacs has auto buffer update, so actually it's already updated. This is a new version. So we can close it, copy the file path, copy it, and put here, put the file path there and relink it. Make a link. Okay, wait. Oops. Okay, now make a link. Now you see these two are different. Now this one has width 1466, while the other one has width 1500. You see, that's because we cropped it. Now the second line we don't need anymore, and now we can show in browser. You see that it's cropped. Now this is too big a photo, so I'm going to shrink it. And you can see all my commands here. Now let's call a command to shrink it. So we need to shrink this image. Now I have a command. I do not even need to go to the image. I can just call the command directly. So let me call it. Press a few keys, and that's create thumbnail image. Okay, so now I want size to be, let's say 1000. Okay, 1000 pixels width. So enter. It's done. So you see it inserted a new path of the file. Okay, now make a link, show in browser. Go down. You see now we have two versions. The first one is actually a smaller file. The second one is the original size. Now you cannot see the difference because of the CSS technology. It will display with the maximum width, just fit the window. So that's why you don't see the difference. But now if we full screen the whole thing, you'll see the difference. You see, the first version, this is the default size. The second version is actually larger. So we don't need the too large version. So I'm going to delete the second version. Okay, shrink it again. Now back to Emacs. Open it, delete the file. Okay, well, look at my commands on the right. Okay, and now delete this line. We don't need that line anymore. And this caption, we need to change the caption. It should say buttons allow feature buttons to switch to different operating systems. Okay, now back to browser. Reload. There it is. You see, there it is. Feature buttons to switch to different operating systems. So this is some of the Emacs demo. Actually, I've done this quite a few times in my talk show. And now here is another photo, which is idiotic because it doesn't contain much information. These are kind of the marketing photos. You know, they serve a purpose because a picture is worth 1,000 words. So for average people, when they look at this page, they see these, oh, then they immediately know this has batteries, this uses batteries, and it's wireless. They immediately know without having to read. Otherwise you have to read. Requires 2 AAA batteries. What the heck is AAA batteries? So that's why, so I'm telling you about the. You see, we are observing and deconstruct the photos used in marketing. Why are they this way or that way? But for me, for my website, I don't want these pictures like that, because you guys are all smart. You don't want to look at idiotic pictures. You want to use Emacs. You guys are Emacs users. You guys are Vim users, Linux users. You need things to be as hard as possible. No pretty pictures. Okay, so open this, press a key, gun, delete this paragraph, show in browser, or single key press. Okay, go down. There it is. Fantastic efficiency of this. By the way, this is a good keyboard. Okay. One issue I didn't like is that you see this palm rest. It is not detachable. It's connected to the device. It's not detachable. I don't want the the palm rest. I want just I want my own palm rest, because you can see. Let me show you. Okay, you see, this is my palm rest. You see, this is a tower. This is tower. Bath tower. Bath tower is my palm rest. That's the best palm rest. Most comfortable and flexible. You see, flexible. and conform to your hand curves or whatever. Conforms, and if it gets dirty, washable. This is washable, high technology. Washable by the high tech washing machines. Okay, so there's one more thing I want to do. Okay, you see this tilt picture of the hand? It's kind of too big. I can shrink it. Yeah, let's forget it. Let's just leave it. Okay, so that's about that. Emacs demo. But there's one more thing. Okay, let's show my keyboard block again. One more thing. Now I need to sync to my server. So when you go to XahTV.info website, you'll see all these updates. So in Emacs, let's go to eShell and press a few buttons, and it's all done. There it is. We have updated quite a few things. Keyboard block, Logitech Ergo K860 keyboard, Logitech Trackman, and magnetic USB connector. By the way, I think this is a good thing for those of you who's got money and who's using Apple keyboards, Apple stuff especially. Magnetic USB-C connector. This, Apple has been idiotic that they removed their magnetic power connector since Steve Jobs been dead. Then Apple become idiotic. They kind of invented or popularized the magnetic power connector, but in later MacBook versions they removed that. So you have to plug it in, Mac idiocy of the Apple. Then, but anyway, this magnetic USB-C connector for your dongles, I think that's a good thing. So has anyone used it? Is it good? Now let's see. Let's talk about the next topic. Okay. This is the very old 1989 trackball. Someone is using it in our Discord. Is talking about it. So what's the next topic? Let's see. How long have I been talking? Let's close this. Oh, by the way, this movie, The Ice Storm, is also one of the fantastic movie. These movies are drama movies. Typically, Americans, they don't like drama movies. What American like is crash and burn. Big fire, big giant trucks, big explosions. Those are American type. But anyway, this one, the Ice Storm, that's American movie directed by a Chinese guy. This featuring Katie Holmes. Okay, this is fantastic. So there it is, Katie Holmes. She is now old, of course. This movie is like 20 years old. And here is our Spider-Man. This is a drama movie. It's fantastic. So let's go back to YouTube. Let's see what you guys are saying. And I have been talking for 32 minutes. Okay. What is the next thing? Eric Chen says, you keep saying open source is bad but never explain why. What are you talking about? I explained 1,000 times in my past videos. Fanny doesn't understand society. Can I type? Alan says, can I type Emacs with CSS? What do you mean? Can I style Emacs with CSS? Of course you cannot. We feel confirmed. No pretty pictures. Ben, you can also use it to wipe up tea. Huh? What are you talking about? Sometimes the smart comments gets incomprehensible. Hey Emacs friends. Today I used Emacs, but I wrote no Emacs list. Have you seen Twin Peaks? Okay, yeah. Probably from keyboard rather than mouse usage. Mulholland Drive, yes. Freddie, good morning, Freddie. Perhaps you can make international Amazon affiliate links. Yes, indeed. It's something I need to do. I need to be concerned about money. So Amazon, you see, when you buy my stuff on my website, you can click and buy. You Americans go buy it. But for people in Canada, in Europe, in Japan, they cannot use Amazon USA. But however, Amazon, if I go to my account, you can, you have to create an account, and link your account. You have to create an account for Amazon Europe, for example. Then you can link to it so that people who came from Europe visit my website, they can go to Amazon Europe and buy it. I need to do that. I've been, I need to do that for half a year already. Anyway, something I need to do, for money. I'd rather just sit here and you guys giving me money. So what's the next thing? So next thing, I think, let's do some coding, okay? Eric Chen. So what question you have, Eric Chen? Okay, Eric Chen, where are you from? Are you from China? Are you from China? Or are you from Hong Kong? And by the way, you said you are on Discord, right? What's your name on Discord, so I can get to know you? So I can get to know where you came from. What's your thinking? so I can answer your questions in a way that you'll find persuasive. Okay, so yeah, so okay, so let's go to next topic. No questions, I'm going to talk random. Okay, so no questions, I'm going to talk random. And let's go back to, so there's something I want to do. Okay, so keyboards, let's talk about whether, so I'm thinking of doing a JavaScript live coding. What do you guys say? Should we, or should we do something else? Let's go to, let me show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so let's go to, so this is my keyboard block. Click on keyboard layout. Okay, then go down, click on Japanese, wait, oh, I need to add an item here. Wait, I need to add an item of Japanese character frequency. It's missing. So anyway, let me show you. Okay, so also click on the character frequency chart. You see, so here's a live JavaScript. This is a interactive JavaScript app that allows you to show the character frequency of any text. You see, let me magnify. In real time, for example, I type TDT. Shit, it doesn't. Let me press read. You see, I type T and you'll see T comes out. Now there is now. Let's go to a. Let's say you want to know JavaScript. Let's say you want to know the punctuation frequency of a particular programming language. In fact, I have that somewhere here. You see, when you study keyboard layouts, you want to know about semicolon frequency. For example, semicolon versus apostrophe. Which one is more used in programming languages? And here's the answer. And you can go here, computer languages characters frequency, and I have prepared for you. You can see. So you can see JavaScript. I have 3 charts about JavaScript. JavaScript language punctuation frequency. Then you can read about Java, which the period is the most frequent. Golang, also period and parentheses. In C++, it's the underscore, because C and C++ underscore is the most frequently used character, because every name they use underscore as separator, a low line character. In Unicode, that character underscore is called low line. That's the official name. It is also the better name, low line. It's not underscore shit. So that's an aspect of linguistics and aspect of jargons. I have articles on jargons, which you study jargons, which is more intuitive, which is more communicative, which is scientific jargons, the naming of things. Jargons is there's a great science in jargons and naming of things and terminologies. Most people, programmers, they don't understand at all. In fact, you have standards for jargons, like international standards for jargons or terminology. In fields, you have different terminologies, especially in engineering and sciences, math, and you need to have there's a science about what terminology is the best terminology. Communication, things like that. But anyway, programmers know nothing about it. The idiotic programmers, fuck, these programmers, C++, Java, or Haskell, they talk about, and then programming jargons like, patterns, object orientation. These fucking idiot, fuck. And that Martin guy, about injection, crackpots. Anyway, back to this topic about. So we were talking about. Yeah, we digressed because of this character underscore. You know, should it? Unicode official name for that character in Unicode is low line. Now that's a better word. Okay. By the way, it's called underscore. There are reasons. Don't confuse reasons of something with the analysis or logical analysis of something, of some naming. For things in society, there's always reasons, because history. That's how things. There are reasons for something came to be. So underscore. Why is it named underscore? Well, because I don't know precisely why it's named underscore. You can do research, just start to look up. But I can tell you probably why. Because typewriters in the beginning, typewriters, you don't have, the underscore is meant to emulate underline, underline of some words, or blank, you need to type that. So you have this underscore. And by the way, why is it named score? Because there's a good reason, linguistic reasons. Let's look up underscore, etymology of underscore. Okay, digression. So let's go to Wordy English. You can see this is my Wordy English blog. And let's let's add a new entry. Okay. Underscore and etymology. Okay, Linkify, show in browser. Etymology of underscore. Let's see what it says. Okay, so it says, now I want to magnify the page. Okay, 1771, to draw a line under. Okay, for that meaning from the word underscore. Okay, so it says the figurative sense of to emphasize, exactly, is attested from 1891. Now meaning a line drawn below something is recorded from 1901. Okay, so so in order to understand the history of this word underscore, why is it score? You have to understand the etymology of score. Click on that. So you see a late Old English score rule 20. Okay, blah, blah, blah. The connecting notion probably is counting large numbers, scores of ships, scores of something, with a notch in a stick for each 20. So anyway, you can read about it, but I think so score also means to cut with incision or notches, to keep record, so to achieve something. So anyway, you have to do, read them in detail. So what we are trying to what we are trying to find is the connection between the word score with underscore. Why does it mean underline? So I think here it touches upon it, basically mark. Okay, you want to make a mark. It traces. This, when you study things in a random way, like I do right now, you see you are not just you are learning. So for example, we are looking at keyboard characters frequency. Then there's a digression about the underscore and the linguistic aspect of the jargon underscore. Why is it called score? Then we go read about etymology of linguistics, etymology. Then you see here, it's about the score. It's about a notch in a stick for each 20. The way of counting. So now you are starting to look at the history of counting. That's how human animals we count. You have a stick, you use a knife or something, you cut a notch that for counting. That's so from computer character frequency to etymology to the history of counting, you are learning things, in a non-standard way, not in the academic fuck, the educational institutions fuck. The education, the educational institutions in America, what they are teaching today is what you get: social justice warriors. Okay, back to keeping in touch with you guys. What are we? Where are we? I've been talking for 46 minutes. Good morning, Bart. There is a really low noise buzzing the whole time. Yes, indeed. I don't know why, because since maybe I should change the the plug, the extension, the prevention of electricity surge suppressor. That's another jargon, surge suppressor. I think maybe I need to change that. Speaking of Unicode characters, as Alan is asking, what do you call dash, hyphen, minus sign? So I have a strong interest in Unicode characters, as you know, or you may not know. So let me show you. Okay, so let's go to. Let me actually copy this. Okay, copy, close, and go to Xah Talk Show, so we can have the topics today listed here. Okay, so let's wait. Hold on. I also want to copy this link. In fact, wait. Okay. Okay, copy this link and copy that link. Okay. And go back and copy. Yeah, I wanted to show you the Japanese characters frequency. Now we're going back to the topics we were talking about. Let me show you. Okay, you probably got confused. Let me go page by page. So here is this page is talking about Japanese keyboard layouts. Great science of that. We did a video 2 days ago on this. So when you study Japanese layouts, what you need to know is Japanese character frequency. So I did this page with Alan's help. When you compute the frequency of characters, what is very important is the source text, the data you are computing from. Because, for example, for English letter frequencies, you can take all Shakespeare's work and compile a letter frequency, but that's typically useless, because nobody type words that Shakespeare uses. It's going to be useless. So the source text is very important. Or in academia, they call it, they have a word for the source text, idiotic fuck. What is it called? In academia, what's the word they use for the source text? Anyway, I have lots of wait, I want to remember the body, the source text for compiling letter frequencies used in, for example, in cryptanalysis. The word is just on my tongue, but I forgot. So did somebody say it? Corpus. Alan is a linguist. Alan knows. Corpus, exactly. These academic facts. Yeah, they use the word corpus. Okay. Now, by the way, there are circumstances where it's good to use a jargon, but most people don't understand it. The programmers, okay, they are idiots. For example, when we are talking about, for example, when I criticize, corpus, idiotic jargon, then some of the programmers, it happens all the time. They will say, oh no, yeah, but jargons are useful because we need to agreement. They're the fucking idiots. because they are brain, they don't think, they don't have, they never think about something, they never think about something. All they know is from hearsay, like Hacker News every day, Hacker News, Reddit. That's what they know, or from the institutionalized, educational institution. Anyway, so okay, so that I'm kind of rambling about corpus, and back to the topic. So when you study Japanese keyboard layouts, you have to know Japanese letter frequency. Okay, so when you do letter frequency, one of the important thing is that you want to be picky. You want to know where your source data, the source text come from. So for our purposes, what's our purpose? Our purpose is to study keyboard layouts, which characters are most used frequently by people, by average people in general. So you want the source text to be like common speech, like something your mom would say, or something your mom would write, your dad talk to, or in business, maybe maybe you are a business person, or maybe you are a programmer. So they are kind of slightly different. But that's an issue you need to know. For example, you do not want the source text to be from classic novels, the greatest classic novels. That you don't want that, because novels, the words used in novels are typically very different from everyday speech in general. Okay, depending on what kind of novel. But anyway, so the best source, the source. So you need to pay attention to that. So anyway, so I have this JavaScript app that compiles Japanese letter frequencies. So here is an example of output. But there's a problem. Let me show you what is the problem. For example, let's say I go to Wikipedia. Okay, I go to a Wikipedia Japanese version on Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so I copy the entire page. Okay, copy the entire page. Go back to my page, and I go to character frequency counter. Okay, and I paste all the Japanese here. There it is. You see, then there is the Japanese character frequency. But you see some Chinese characters shows up. Chinese is actually part of Japanese characters. For this one, it doesn't show a lot Chinese. But for example, if you go to another one, it'll show a lot Chinese. Let me show you. Okay. I don't have this prepared, so you have to just bear with me. Okay, so let me work it out. Yen. So we go to the English what wiki page not found. What? Oh yeah, wiki. Ah, shit. Yeah, okay. I mean, made a mistake. Let's start over. Close. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go to Wikipedia on Japan. Okay, go to Wikipedia Japan. Now click on that. Okay, here's an article on Japan and history and all that. This type of article tends to be scholarly. So now we click on the Japanese language to go to the Japanese version of this article. There it is. Now I copy the entire thing and go back to my keyboard frequency character counter. Paste the whole text here. Now you can see it started to show a lot Chinese. You see, these Chinese characters, and quite a few. But there are some other articles that it shows actually more Chinese. Anyway, that's the thing, you see. So when we are doing Japanese characters frequency, we usually do not want the Chinese characters, even though Chinese characters are part of the Japanese writing system, but we don't want it here in this case because for Japanese keyboards, for our purpose, the Japanese input systems, you don't type Chinese directly. Chinese came out when you do a conversion. So you typically you only type the hiragana, the phonetic symbols. So we want to filter out Chinese characters. But right now, my program does not do that. You see, my program, you can filter out, for example, top 400, top 40, there's a filter that shows only the top 40. But if you don't have that on, so you see thousands of characters, it becomes unreadable. So you want top 40 only. Then you can click no AZ. That's filter out English alphabets. So let's say no space, no digit, okay, no punctuation. You see, so we want basically we want an option that filter out Chinese characters, or we want the option that only shows the Japanese characters, nothing else. So that is what we need to do. I'm planning to show you how to modify the JavaScript code to do that. Should I? I'm wondering, how long have I been talking? 57 minutes. We can call it a day actually. No comments. Okay, no comments. Plain text. Okay, so is it from body in Latin? It is from body. Oh, right, right. So corpus means body in Latin. Weeb stream. So Alan says, what would be better is to auto-convert Chinese characters to Japanese kana. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that would be actually more fitting. I mean, for our purposes, but but that also involves more complexity. Yeah, definitely. So what we need is actually another program to convert Chinese characters to kana, but that gets more involved because my JavaScript app is kind of simple. You just type in, it just compute the frequency of characters with the ability to filter out certain class. So this can be used for Russian text, for Indian text, for whatever, without getting into the details of linguistics of a particular language. So even though yeah, so we could convert Chinese to kana first. Yeah, but that's what we need, but that's kind of a different task. Okay, so this is because you have to type Chinese. Yeah. So anyway, maybe that's it for today, or should we continue to code the JavaScript? I have 19 people. Type something. Comment. Okay, comment. Let's keep this going, or maybe that's it for today. Oh yeah, so we were talking about Unicode. Let's just talk about Unicode. Okay, maybe I'll talk about Unicode. So we were talking about Unicode. Let me show you Unicode. Okay, so let's go to my Unicode page. Okay, copy the link. Let me show you. Why is it taking so long? What the fuck? Okay, copy Unicode, close it, paste it here, show in browser. Okay, go to Unicode. So I have interest in Unicode. I've done a lot Unicode, as you know. So Unicode, in there's a section dash and hyphen and all that. In fact, in today's blog, let me show you. Okay, so quite a lot of things, interesting things. Punctuation. So we go to punctuation, and you can see, for example, there's a lot of variations of the question mark. Some are emoji, some are not. and there's inverse question mark used in Spanish, and there's double question mark, and there's a reverse Arabic question mark. Then you have the interroband, which is meant to be sarcastic. It's a combination of question mark and exclamation. Then you have various exclamation marks, quite a lot. You have the, for example, inverted one, double exclamation. Then you have full width. Then you have Armenian exclamation. Then you have Latin letter retroflex click. That's deep into linguistics. Now this is Latin letter retroflex click. Okay, it means something I don't know. So Alan, that's a question for Alan. Then we have limbus exclamation mark. Limbu exclamation mark. So anyway, then we have dash, hyphen, dash, em dash, and so on. So we have hyphen minus. Now this is a character on your keyboard. When you type hyphen, that's that. In Unicode, it's called hyphen minus. Why? I can tell you why. Because I've been reading about this obsessively. You see, on the ASCII keyboard, we have hyphen, but it's also used for the minus sign. You see, when it comes to the typographical nerds, those two symbols are actually different. The hyphen and the minus sign are actually different. They have different width, they have different position, slightly different, and they have different thickness, kind of. So in typography, why the distinction? I mean, why don't we just using? I mean, after all, it's just a little dash. Why do you distinguish them between this, the little length and fuck? Well, that's because there's a reason for it. In the computer age, to us, we think of them the same. But you have to, the thing is, you have to consider history. So in history, in the past, you don't have computers. When you need to type something, it's about printing. It's, giant machines. You can, you never seen in your life. It's, printing, you have, those metal things. Printing. And then before printing, it's something else. It's woodcut, it's something. So there's a huge history. Before we don't even have capital case. Where does capital case? Like you ask these fucking idiots. These programmers who are concerned about literature and fonts. These idiots. They don't know nothing. But back then, back before the printing press, and even back 2,000, 3,000 years ago, there's no capital letters. There's just capital letters. There's no lowercase. Okay. Then it involved, there's need. Then you started to writing. You started to have. Anyways, it's the history of writing. Okay, that's a giant history. The book, you can have several books about that. So then you have lowercase letters. Then lowercase gradually become different from capital case, something like that. And we are talking about English. We are talking about only English. The Western phonetics. By the way, the first one is this one. Okay. Let me show you the first Phoenician. Okay, basically this is the granddaddy, the first daddy of the English Western alphabet. Phoenician. This is 3,000 years ago. Okay, 1200 BC. You began with this. Then, eventually, you got the you got Proto-Semitic, then you got okay, then you got Phoenician, then you got Ancient Greek, then you got Latin, then you got Roman, then you got English. Okay, this this is a granddaddy. There's no capital case and lowercase, so it's a big history of how they evolved. So in the same way with the okay, we digressed and rambled a lot. So what I'm going to say, ramble is my thing. Okay, rambling is my expertise. I was going to say the punctuations. Okay, why do we distinguish these hyphen, minus, and all that? It's all the same. Okay, then the because of the printing, they are a profession. I don't know the history too that much, but anyway, I can guess the basic outline. Because then it's a printing. Printing, then you have to do one-upmanship, just like in academia. You have to be concerned about aesthetics, because those metals, you make them once. It's not like writing. You just or change like computer fonts. You make them once, they are difficult to make. You make them once, they are permanent. And your book, it takes very expensive to print a book. So you have to, and usually, and this is big history. And what are those books? Those books are Bible. Okay, those books are Bibles. Those books are not random books. Those books are Bibles. Okay, so it's important. And the Bibles come from the top down. Who rules the country, nations? This is the book. So you gotta get things right. I want this to be in particular way. Things like that. So you have all these en dash and em dash and figure dash. That's I think that's the general reason, the distinction, because of the typography. The grand, the fancy academic word typography. Fuck. In reality, typography is just a fuck. Okay, typography in human society, as far as the concept. Not historically. Historically, it's very important for great reasons. But today, the concept of typography is a fuck. Okay, if you think you like, you are the Gnuth idiot, or the Steve Jobs idiot, who are concerned about typography. That's because the reason is because you are an idiot. That is why. Typography. I have 1,000 articles on that. And I've talked about before, and you can read. Where does you go to read that? Okay, you go to read that by going to my programming blog and go to web design. And by the way, let's go back. I want to show you this thing. Okay, correct, correct, and insertion sign, and logical and this. But anyway, let's go. You go to web design. Then here we have web design. That's what they are. Then you have Donald Knuth, Steve Jobs, and the idiocy of typography. Okay. Now Donald Knuth and Steve Jobs, they are victims. They are victims of typography. They become their brain become idiotic because of the typography. It's a trap. Even smart people, high IQ people, they fall into traps. We have lots of examples of that in society. And okay, so back to the hyphen and minus. Okay, so in Unicode, back to the topic. On keyboard we just have that dash, which is used for hyphen or minus sign, and basically anything, just use that. But in Unicode, you have proper symbols for each one of them. You have hyphen minus, you have hyphen. Okay, hyphen is the proper one. Now the hyphen minus one is the one on your keyboard. Why is it called hyphen minus? Because Well, sometimes it's used for hyphen and it's also used for minus purposes. Why? Because because you have typewriters. You don't have the luxury to create one symbol for hyphen, one symbol for minus, and so on. You just have one dash. So you have this character named hyphen minus, which is not a proper concept in typography. Okay, there's no such fuck as hyphen minus. Okay, there's hyphen, there's minus, there's no such fuck as hyphen minus. But anyway, again, we have this character because of history. Okay. Anyway, then you have hyphen symbol, proper hyphen. Then you have the proper non-breaking hyphen. Okay. Then you have en dash. Then you have figure dash. Then you have em dash. Then you have horizontal bar. Okay. So so in Unicode you have quite a lot of these similar symbols. Okay, I think that's it for today. What else? There's any interesting things to say or counter arguments? Let's see. Maybe, and otherwise that's it for today. Let's see. I've been talking for 1 hour and 12 minutes. And okay, and subscribe to my YouTube. Okay, subscribe to my YouTube and buy. Okay, you buy stuff on my website. You just go there. When you see things, you just buy it. Let's help economy and let's help great person like myself. Okay, you can buy my Emacs, the greatest Emacs and Emacs Lisp tutorial, the greatest one on earth, no kidding. Or you can buy, okay, let's copy this to my website. I need to go buy history. Okay, go buy JavaScript tutorial. Now this is the greatest JavaScript in-depth tutorial on earth, including all printed JavaScript resources or online. I would claim this is XahTV. Okay, in English there's no better one. Actually, I would consider there are possibly two JavaScript resource that's possibly better depending on your preference on the tutorial style. Okay, I coughed blood for 2-3 years writing this tutorial, and you should check it out. So there are possibly two books. They are available online and also printed. That is possibly better or equivalent, as great as my tutorial that covers JavaScript in depth. I can talk about them. I can talk about that topic for 1 hour, but I talked about that before. So you can buy them. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. So Alan says, what would be better is to auto convert Chinese. Yes. Count kana if you use kana input, not count Romanji if you use Romanji input. Yeah, hope you are doing well. Base. Hey, good morning, Base. Haven't seen you for a while. Join Discord, Base. Discord, we have vibrant Discord. And since the bat death, we have a lot of people talking about all sort of things. So you might join, including conspiracy theories. And we have great many colorful people with great variegation of personalities. We have Eri Ran, and from all over the world, from India. Eri Ran is from India. He's our media expert. He is the link dumper. He come here and link dump every link. He dump links. And we have Reaper, who represents the establishments, the correct view of things of American, the proper American view. So we have a great number of people, and this guy Merkavert, he is a schizoid. I haven't mentioned before, but let me tell you guys, he is a schizoid. Now, in our forum, we have so far at least 3 schizoids proper. Me, for instance, and we have a gamer. Unfortunately, he got pissed off by me because what's his name? The gamer who got pissed off, Alan. Yeah, so he left, but he's a schizoid. Okay, and then we got this Merkavert. He is a schizoid proper. And quite a few, actually, a lot of the, a lot. So join Discord. It's fun. Okay, I'm tired, and have a nice day. Nabi, yes, that was Nabi. I miss Nabi. Nabi, I like Nabi. Okay, Nabi is a great guy, but he's a schizoid. He just, he's just like he just go on and he basically talk to himself and in elaborate detail, like he's gonna tell you why he's doing these elaborate reasons, and talking to himself. And yeah, but there's one thing very funny about Nabi, which is not a characteristics of schizoid. Okay, schizoid personality, me for example, we usually don't care about what other people say, praises or attack or criticism. Like we are we are immune to it. You praise, you say great things about us, we appreciate it. Schizoid. The thing about schizoid personality is that we are kind of like cold. It's like Mr. Data. Okay, in a sense, like cold and apathy. We are. Today apathy has a bad connotation by the millennial Gen fuckheads, the millennial Gen idiots. They think apathy is a bad word. But anyway, the schizo personality, one characteristic, just it's the nature. It's natural for us. We don't have like much emotions. So we don't. One of the characteristics is that we don't care about praises. We don't care about criticisms. It doesn't. It doesn't affect us in a natural way. It's like we are immune to it, kind of. But Nabi, in the case of Nabi, it's different. Okay, he's special in that he is very sensitive to criticisms. Like when you are chatting, if you disagree with him and he gets edgy and he start to ban you. We schizoid never ban nothing because it doesn't affect us. You say what you want. That's what you think. I say my things. I think that's generally true for schizoid, but Nabi is different. And Nabi, as a schizoid, he come out forthwith and he tell us why. I know why, because he's got heart problems. His personal history, heart problems, and stuff. So he gets he when he gets into argument, his blood pressure gets high. Not good for him. Things like that. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Bye, guys. End stream. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Last minute something. End stream. And I'm hungry. I need to go